How's it going, everybody? So while I'm setting up, so Annie, I had to block her because she just was nasty. What did she say? She goes, the biblical illiteracy is off the charts. And I have to tell you, and I went ahead and removed her from channel. Biblical illiteracy is off the chats. And I'm sure she meant off the charts, and you see it's now gone. Because what we do is we hide user from channel. And I'm sure she didn't like the mark of the beast, the iron mixing with the clay, that it'll be total human body possession. I don't know what she thinks it's going to be. I can tell you that it's not what Hollywood's told you with movies like Left Behind and all that kind of stuff. Folks, it's Hollywood. People that make movies are Mystery Babylon. Okay. So we have to know that. And we cannot be misled by them. You watch the movie Venom, what do they show you? The human host died off. In the movie Venom, the human host died off, just like I told you. And what was happening in the movie The Exorcist? Reagan was dying. If it continued, she was not going to live. The humans die off. So I don't know what Annie's always come on and made comments about false doctrine, and I've just kind of like said, no, it's this. And I don't know why she's here. And you have to understand that might be an AI posing as somebody named Annie with a picture. So anything on the internet could be AI. And so anyway, we're going to close out the Gospel of John. So we've been in John since May 27th. Can you believe that? It takes 2 years and 3 months roughly to cover the New Testament as we bounce back and forth between Revelation and Daniel. So that's quite a run, isn't it? Yes, it is. And we'll start John tomorrow, good Lord willing. And so that's 8. All right. What do we got? 4 verses left. Jesus saith unto him, if I will that he tarry till I come, what is that to thee? Follow thou me. Then went this saying abroad among many of the brethren, that the disciple should not die, that Jesus said not unto him, he shall not die, but if I will that he tarry till I come, what is that to thee? So if I cover this in the New Living, it'll make more sense, but it's none of anybody's beeswax. If somebody has to die, like somebody else might have died. So let's go back to 18 through 25. You just read it over in the New Living. I'll tell you the truth, when you were young, you were able to do as you dressed. You dressed yourself. You went wherever you wanted to go. When you were old, you stretched out your hands, and others will dress you and take you where you did not want to go. Jesus said this to let him know by what kind of death Peter would glorify God. Then Jesus told him, follow me. Peter turned around and saw behind them the disciple Jesus loved, the one he had leaned over during the Last Supper. I guess John had leaned into Jesus's shoulder or chest or whatever out of love or affection. And I guess that's what the Last Supper picture is by the pagans. Lord, who will betray you? Peter asked Jesus, what about him, Lord? Jesus replied, if I want him to remain alive until I return, what is that to you? As for you, follow me. So the rumor spread among the community of believers that this disciple wouldn't die, talking about John. But that isn't what Jesus said at all. He only said, if I want him to remain alive until I return, what is that to you? This disciple is the one who testifies to the events and has recorded them here. In other words, John, this is the Gospel of John. And we know that his account of these things is accurate. Jesus also did many other things. If they were all written down, I suppose the whole world could not contain the books that would be written. And all the Gnostic gospels are fake gospels. Don't ever fall into that trap. So this is a disciple which testifieth of these things and wrote these things. And we know that his testimony is true. And there are also many other things which Jesus did, the which, if they should be written, every one, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that should be written. Amen. Finish up Daniel 2. For as much as thou sawest a stone that was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it brake in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, and the silver, and the gold, the great God hath made known to the king that shall come to pass hereafter. The dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. Then the king Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and worshipped Daniel, and commanded that they should offer an oblation and sweet odors unto him. The king answered unto Daniel and said, of a truth it is that your God is the God of gods, and a Lord of kings, and a revealer of secrets, seeing thou couldst reveal this secret. Then the king made Daniel a great man, and gave him many great gifts, and made him ruler over the whole province of Babylon, and the chief of the governors over the wise men of Babylon. Then Daniel requested of the king, and he set Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego over the affairs of the province of Babylon. But Daniel sat in the gate of the king. So Daniel was right there with the king, basically, at all times. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.